they cannot flop the Alex versus Jiri promo. They cannot flop it. All right, so boom, fight fans. Of course, you already know what's going on in the fight scene. UFC just announced two mega fights. Jiri Prochaska versus Alex Pautan Pereira. Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards for the welterweight title. And Jermall Hill has already come out to say, well, keep it warm for the king, rather, because according to him, he's going to be waiting on the winner of the fight between Jiri and Alex. And then Bilal will be waiting on the winner of the fight between Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. Now, as excited as I am for these two fights, the one I really cannot wait for is Khamzat Chimaev versus Paulo Costa, because that fight is a fight for the ages. As far as the hype, as far as what Khamzat represents to the UFC, that guy that everybody touts to be one of the greats one day, but he has been out of the the octagon for a year now, so nobody really knows where his skill level is at as of now, right? And then Paulo Costa, the guy that was dry humped by Israel Adesanya, pause. Men, I don't know who I'm leaning towards in all these fights. The Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards fight. Colby was the one that pushed Usman, the furthest in all their fights, and Leon had to rely on a Hail Mary to beat Usman, basically. So I don't know. I think Colby is the better skilled fighter than Leon. I think that. But at the same time, like they say, when that belt is wrapped around your waist, you improve by 5%. So maybe we'll see Leon being just a little bit better than Colby. But if the fight against Usman are an avenue for me to judge, I would say Colby Covington beats Leon Edwards. And remember, Colby's cardio is insane. He's almost the same from the first round to the fifth round. So I would like to see how Leon would stuff Colby Covington. I would like to see no pause. Oh God. I like to see how Leon stops Colby Covington's consistent barrage. And I would like to see how Jiri deals with Alex Pereira's left hand, because like we saw in the last fight, Jan dealt with it pretty good, even though the decision went to Alex because of the hype. The UFC were trying to build, I guess, a mega fight where if Alex wins and eventually maybe gets a title at light heavyweight and Israel still remains the middleweight champion, which in this case now he has already lost, Alex still has a genuine opportunity to become champion at two weight classes, even though he lost his last two fights by getting knocked out by Izzy Adesanya. So, and then the big one, the big one, Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliviera. That's one that everybody's looking forward to, because everybody believes that something was wrong with Charles in the Islam fight the first time. So, are we going to see Charles come back in a way that we haven't seen before? Or is it just going to be more of the same, maybe even Islam finishing him faster this time around? Nobody knows, because one thing about the MMA world is you think you know something and then somebody lands a fight changing shot and then all of a sudden you don't know anything. And then, of course, Jon Jones versus Stipe miocic. That's also a big one. So all these fights are coming almost, UFC 293, UFC 294, UFC 295, UFC 296. So, no, UFC 294, 295, 296, I believe. So, there's a little bit of excitement, I believe, in the, MMA world right now for these fights that just got announced. The Jiri versus Alex fight, I personally cannot wait to see what they do with the promo. Alex likes being in the wild. Jiri likes, sticking to his Nordic roots and all that stuff. So I want to see how they fuse this together into a very interesting, pre-fight ad or pre-fight advert to sell the fight, because those things matter a lot. If you want to talk about the perception of the casual fans, for the real fight fans, you're looking out for the skill set of the fighters, but for the casual fans, you're looking out for an event. You want something that is exciting, something that makes you want to go and see the fight, something that makes you want to pay for the fight, right? So the UFC will have to be on their 10 toes for that one. They cannot flop the Alex versus Jiri promo. They cannot flop it, because a lot of people are already making their own posters as of right now. You get? So it's just what it is. I mean, the UFC has an opportunity, a big golden opportunity, to make something big out of that fight. On the boxing side of things, Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo. I don't know. I don't know who I'm leaning towards. I think I'm leaning towards Canelo because of his experience. But if the Canelo we saw in his last fight is actually on a decline, Charlo might just catch him at a good point. But going up two weight classes, it might just be too much to ask, especially when the skill set, the gap in skill set between Charlo and Canelo is really obvious. Canelo is the better boxer. No questions, okay? No questions. So the weight put on Charlo like that, I don't think he's going to survive. Maybe 7 rounds, Canelo gets him out of there. Let me know what you think in the comment section about each and every single one of these fights. And let me know about other things you might want me to talk about on this channel that I might not be doing yet. So, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the Boiling Ring.